Hello, hello, hello. You are tuning into another episode of the Wunderkind Show. And today's topic, we've actually been covering the Ravens a lot lately, but I'm actually coming out with 2 episodes today because I have 2 topics to talk about today, but one of them are the Ravens. Yesterday, there was supposed to be a media time where I believe it was John Harbaugh, Lamar Jackson. I don't want to say Matabike. But Patrick Queen, I believe it was the other one, and they were all supposed to talk to the media. And guess who was missing? Thank you for not showing up. Lamar Jackson was missing, and there was something saying that he was walked off by a trainer, and and everything else, and that's the reason why he wasn't there. Listen, if it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, then what is it? Huh? Affleck. Exactly. So we know what this is. This is Lamar probably not wanting to really deal with the media right now. When you get thrown to the wolves, right? Especially when the team is going through a very trying time and everybody knows it's not your fault, you tend to be on edge, right? Mentally. Forget even the getting paid aspect. It's been noted that Lamar Jackson is one of the most competitive people that the Baltimore Ravens have ever drafted. That's came out of the mouth of Harbaugh. That's came out of the mouth of, I believe, Justin Tucker. That's came out of the mouth of EDC and Ozzy. He's one of the most competitive players they have ever drafted. Now think about the type of players that they have drafted. The absolute mental machines that are Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and he's up there with them competitively, but from the offensive standpoint. And he didn't show up. And you know what? I'm not mad he didn't show up. I'm proud of him. I'm happy that he didn't. Everyone says, oh, you're just a Lamar lover. I mean, you can say what you want if it makes you feel good at night so you can sleep well. Okay. Glad I can help. Sometimes, that Benadryl don't help. Glad I could be of some assistance. But no, when it comes to Lamar, you have to understand something. And this is I'm talking from a human standpoint. Right? If somebody not only betrays your trust, but tries to not only degrade, but destroy, hamper the image that you have tried to cultivate for more than 6 years, 7 years, how would you react to that person? Would you feel compelled to want to speak to them, see them, deal with them? No, you wouldn't. Most people, if someone did like that, would be ready to throw hands. And we all know who I'm talking about. There is plenty of people that will watch this video. And if you're at work and let's say they spread a rumor or something like that, degrading your name, degrading your character, you're ready to come to blows. You're like, oh, no, you didn't. You got coming from? And guess what? I would understand, because it's so hard to build a character, but it's so easy for it to be destroyed. It is something that takes a lot of times a lifetime to build, but one stone can make the whole thing crumble. One mistake can be the demolition that structure did not need. You get where I'm coming from? And when you look at so far what this player has went through mentally, right? And mind you, we're not even bringing up the contract yet. Losing, being blamed in the media, weapons not being there, etc., always being questioned. Every step that he takes, no matter what step he takes. Certain things, you're going to take certain things a certain way. I was talking to somebody about this too. Y'all have to understand media. The media's job is not specifically to cover news. Their jobs are to come up with stories that intrigue you enough that you will either click, watch, or read to delve into that content. You understand? Why do you think I want everyone to understand this. Think about this real quick. Supposedly there's a lot better QBs than Lamar, right? Why does the media not talk about them all the time? Why don't they talk about Josh Allen all the time? Why don't they talk about Patrick Mahomes all the time? Why don't they talk about Justin Herbert all the time? Why don't they talk about Joe Burrow all the time? See where I'm going with this? Because they don't make viewers. They don't push the needle when it comes to viewership. Lamar does. So they will come up with topics, any type of topics, to keep his name in rotation. Listen, even on NFL Live, they were somewhat holding him responsible for the team's shortcomings. I laughed when I heard that because I told everybody on this platform, I said specifically, I don't want to hear no excuses when it comes to this defense. You wanted to put all your eggs in the defensive basket? Fine. They better not be able to let anybody get no 14 points. They let the Jaguars get double of that. Double. Dos. Double. Yo. And we ain't supposed to feel away. Listen, and that's the crazy thing, right? Everybody knows the mistake that Baltimore makes, but they refuse to call them out on it. I wonder why. I'll tell you why. It probably goes back to that story when they said Bisciotti's one of the top 5 richest owners in the NFL. And I think he's one of the most powerful owners in the NFL. And I think his power, as quiet as he is, people don't want to challenge him or mess with him. You like what I did right there, right? Because you've seen when franchises are this inept when it comes to their stars, they get lambasted in the media. But they won't go after Bisciotti. They won't go after this organization, no matter how bad it looks. Think about this real quick. Baltimore lost, what was it, 5 or 6 games consecutive last year? Was it 5? I believe it was 5. Because he left 8-4, right? Oh, so it's 5. Yeah, 5 consecutive games to end the season. 5. You didn't hear them saying, Harbaugh has to coax the talent out of this. You didn't hear none of that. You heard, injuries happen and da. Think about this. When the 49ers, right, were injury riddled, they blamed Kyle Shanahan for not being able to get those other players up to par to play at a high level. Why won't they do it to the Ravens? One has to wonder why. And one has to wonder how all the leaks that have come out has been pro-Raven when it's come to Lamar Jackson's contract. These are the reasons why I'm not mad if he misses a couple press conferences. I'm not mad if he says, I don't want to talk to the media no more. I'm not mad about it. Listen, 8 has enough on his plate. He has to worry about somehow trying to get the most possible out of these players on offense, all while still knowing that the defense, even if he gives them a substantial lead, can give up the game in the fourth quarter. So Lamar Jackson, in his head, he's thinking, I have to keep scoring. And if we lose, it's all my fault. I told everybody this. I said, listen, y'all were really bigging up the defense. Well, the defense was going against the Carolina Panthers. That's what the defense was going up against. What you thought? They were going to be able to do that to every team? All these teams? I'll tell you what, they're not going to be able to do it to the better teams. Jacksonville scored 28 points. 2-8. Hey! And I don't want to hear, oh, but if they hit on more stuff. Do you remember the Miami game? Do you remember the Miami game? How many points were we up and the defense still surrendered that lead? Easily, I might add. This defense is a problem. It was a problem the year before. It was developing to be a problem the year prior to that. And this is literally the finished product. All that talent, all those Pro Bowlers, all of those seasoned veterans, high-playing, high-level veterans, you can't close out a game? No matter how much you got. If you got a 2-score lead, you can't close it out. If you got a 3-score lead, you can't close it out. Every other defense is like, what? We up 21 in the fourth? Hey, yo, let's go! Now Baltimore, they're like, Lamar, please do more. God, why couldn't you dodge that guy? Why couldn't you flip over the other guy? I love what Marcus Peters said. He said, it bothers him that so much is on his plate because the defense is giving up points. People are dropping balls. Running backs are hurt. Running backs are fumbling. Hey, I want you to understand just what Lamar is up against. And I'm going to be fair. I'm going to be so soundly fair. For all of the Greg Roman criticism offensively, he didn't drop all those passes on Sunday. Greg Roman was calling that game, was he not? Yes. I'm not defending Greg Roman for all his crap calls usually, but Sunday should not be one of the games where he gets lambasted. No, he didn't drop all those passes. Sunday should have been a Jackson 6. Forget a Jackson 5. It should have been a Jackson 6. And I'm talking about before the fourth quarter. And we squandered it. I watched that team and I didn't feel like there was any oomph, So back to the topic on hand. This is why I don't mind if Lamar Jackson didn't show up. I believe Jameson Hensley was there, and I believe he was the one that asked the question. It was questioning John Harbaugh. But guess what? You reap what you sow. Players talk more. This is not the archaic 70s and 80s where it's 100%, 1,000% about the team. No, the NFL is morphing more and more into a league where the players mean more. The image of the players mean more. And I can't blame them for it. It sells more tickets. It does. It's easier to fall for a player than it is for a team. Look at me. I was born in Brooklyn, moved down to Florida, right? When I was a little younger, right? Stayed here, became a Baltimore Ravens fan. The biggest reason I was even able to follow or I became a Lamar Jackson fan is because I'm from Florida. I wasn't born here, but I was pretty much raised here. You get where I'm coming from? Most people would say, well, you're supposed to root for the Jets or the Giants. Heck, Buffalo. No. All right. Well, I get it. You were down in Florida for a long time. So what about the Bucks? What about Miami? What about Jacksonville? No. You get where I'm coming from? It's easier. It's easier for you to side and to grow or to gravitate towards a player than it is a team. Ray Lewis brought so many fans to the Baltimore Ravens that a lot of them forget the reason why they fell in love with the team. You like that one though, right? That's where we're at with it. And that's why I say all the time that sometimes you have to look yourself in the mirror and understand that we're humans. Why do you think there's so many people? Yeah, there's people that were not Raven fans before Lamar Jackson got here. That's very true. He brought a lot of fandom. There's nothing to be wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You guys should like that. Am I one of them? No. I was a Raven fan before Lamar. But I don't have a problem for the people that became Raven fans because of Lamar. How many people became Raven fans because of Ray Lewis? Not everybody that's a fan of Baltimore Ravens are from Baltimore. You got people from the UK that are fans of this team. I've talked to a few. The Ravens, yeah? Oh, man. Smart team, yeah? That guy named Lamar. He's savage. Savage. Look, I get their anger, right? You're looking at a player that brought such immense fandom and a level of fandom that the Baltimore Ravens have never seen before. There's a lot of players that we love, the Ed Reeds, the Ray Lewises, the Haloti Nadas, all of those guys. We love those guys, but they didn't bring the fandom that Lamar brought. They didn't. The NFL has never covered the Ravens this heavily, unless it was the case about Ray Lewis when he was going to, on trial. The Ravens stay in the media's eyes simply because Lamar is the QB. There is so much that he shoulders. That's why there are so many fans that say, if he goes, I go. You want me to make a comparison? If the Chiefs, after 5 years, got rid of Patrick Mahomes, a lot of people wouldn't be Chiefs fans no more. If the Buffalo Bills got rid of Josh Allen after 5 years, a lot of people wouldn't be Buffalo fans no more. They just wouldn't. And for all the ones like, well, I'm a real fan, I'm going to be here no matter what. So, that's your choice. Hey, that's your choice. But I want you to understand something. Some people will not stay in a bad relationship. We know this is a quarterback-driven league. Everybody knows that. It's common knowledge at this point. We've seen teams with great defenses that can't do nothing. They barely win 7 games, 8 games because their quarterback stinks. But they have an amazing defense. Some of them even have amazing weapons, but the quarterback stinks. Think about how many quarterbacks get drafted every single year. Think about it. And not even a quarter of the teams have a substantial superstar quarterback. Who would you say are superstar quarterbacks right now? Like, that get wins no matter what the cost. I can only think of 5. Like, straight up, there's only 5. There's only 5. There's Patrick Mahomes. There's Lamar Jackson. I'm counting all of Brady, not just this year, but all the other years because you have to. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers, he's been doing it for years. Without a receiver that was picked up or a receiver in the first round. Seriously. And the fifth, there is no 5th. I'm not putting Joe Burrow in there. I'm not putting Justin Herbert in there. Joe Burrow has had some of the most amazing weapons we've ever seen. Now, was it an amazing run that they did? Yes. I just don't put him in that tier. Because we've seen him look different as soon as Chase went down. There's a reason why some people say Chase Merchant. All these things affect a player. All of it. When you know what you could do mentally and physically, and you prove what you could do mentally and physically. Imagine you then being asked to, look, all right. Okay, you are amazing at your job. We didn't think, we thought you might be good. We didn't think you were going to be amazing. But we don't want to pay you comparable to what the market says. Instead of that $30 an hour, can't you take 20 and be happy? We got a lot of other people to pay here. Would you do it? And then if you don't decide to do it, they try to destroy your character. Do you think he says anything if the Ravens say, do not put that out? Ask yourself that question. Does that piece get put out if the Ravens say that piece does not get posted? Exactly. So, am I mad at Lamar Jackson for missing it? Nope. Would I be mad if he missed all the rest of them? Nope. All I'm worried about is for him to come out of this season healthy and for us to try to make a run in the playoffs. Those are the only things I'm worried about. If it's not about that, I don't care. And that's where Nitro stands on this topic. That was another episode of the Wunderkind Show. You already know what's good. You guys can be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me, and you guys know I appreciate that. Please remember, like, subscribe. Oh, my God. You guys are so amazing. I just want to make sure I said this, too. We're at over 285 subscribers. Thank you. You know, I keep saying this every day, and it almost sounds like it's becoming repetitive, but I mean it when I say it. You guys could be anywhere else in the world, but you spend your time and delve into this content with me, and I'm so appreciative of that. But let's keep pushing. Let's get to 500. Hey! Let's get to 500. Yeah. So this is Nitro with another episode of the Wunderkind Show. Remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I am out of here. And the new people, y'all don't know this, but the other people, y'all know what it is. Y'all know my slogan, and I'm out of here. Peace. And I'm out. Yeah.